Okay, let's just dive right in. Microsoft 365 Copilot is finally here. And the hype? Well, the hype has been pretty huge, but for a lot of us, the actual experience has been a little underwhelming. So today, we're going to cut through all that noise, we're going to build a really practical guide to move past that initial wow and find real everyday productivity with this thing.
Does this sound familiar? You finally get access, you're excited, you open up Copilot, you ask it your first big, important question, and the answer you get back is just meh, kind of generic, maybe a little off, and you just quietly close the window thinking, yeah, I guess this isn't for me. If that's you, trust me, you are not alone. That is the most common first reaction out there.
And you know what? It's a completely normal feeling. When a tool is hyped up to be this absolute game changer, our expectations just go through the roof. So when it doesn't immediately read our minds on day one, that little sting of disappointment is real. It makes you want to just check out before you've even really started.
Let's just call this feeling what it is, the Copilot disappointment. But here's the secret, and it's a big one. This feeling doesn't come from a flaw in the tool, not at all. It comes from a simple mismatch between our expectations and how Copilot is actually meant to be used. And the good news? That's something we can fix, like right now.
And this right here is the most important thing to get. Getting real value from Copilot isn't about memorizing 1,000 complicated prompts. It's not about being some kind of tech genius. It's about one simple shift in how you think about it, your mental model. If you get that part right, I promise, everything else just clicks into place. So here it is, the single most important mindset shift you can possibly make. Stop thinking of Copilot as some magic, all-knowing computer brain. Instead, start thinking of it as a super enthusiastic, incredibly fast junior colleague. They are eager to help, they never get tired, but they have absolutely zero context about your work. They need clear instructions and direct guidance from you, because you're the boss, you're the expert,
And this difference is everything. Look, Copilot is not an oracle with all the answers. It's not autopilot for your job. But what it is a fantastic first draft writer, a crazy powerful summarization engine, and an amazing thinking partner. Here's the deal. Copilot can do the first 80% of the boring legwork, but you, with your expertise, your judgment, you are still responsible for that critical final 20%.
Okay, so if Copilot is our new junior colleague, how do we give it instructions it can actually use? Well, you don't need to learn complicated code or weird prompt engineering tricks. All you need is a simple, repeatable formula for giving good directions.
This four-part structure is your new best friend. I mean, think about how you'd brief a real person. First, you give them the goal. Hey, I need you to summarize something. Simple. Second, the context. This is for the exec team, so keep it high level. Third, the source. Use the info in this specific document and nothing else. This step is so crucial. It's called grounding the AI. By telling it exactly where to look, you stop it from just making stuff up. And finally, expectations. Give it to me in bullet points and keep the tone professional. See? It's just a clear brief.
And the difference this makes is just night and day. On the left, a lazy prompt like "summarize this" gets you a generic, pretty useless paragraph. But on the right, you've used all four elements. You've given your junior colleague a crystal clear definition of what success looks like. The quality of what you get back is going to be 100 times better. And hey, what if that first draft isn't perfect? That's not a failure. That's the start of a conversation. You'd give feedback to a junior team member, right? You'd say, hey, can you make this a bit more formal? Or could you expand on that second point? Do the exact same thing with Copilot. Iterating is a feature, not a bug. All right, we've got the right mindset, and we have a clear way to give instructions. Now, where do we actually start? You don't need to learn dozens of use cases. You just need a few really high-impact workflows that solve real problems and give you value right away. Let's look at 3 of my favorites.
First up, let's tackle a problem we all have. Meetings. We have way too many, and trying to remember what was decided and who's supposed to do what is a total nightmare. Well, Copilot in Microsoft Teams is built to solve exactly this. Just imagine this. Your meeting ends, and before you've even closed the window, boom, you have a perfect summary. Using a simple prompt like the one you see here, Copilot can instantly pull out all the key decisions, the action items, who owns them, and when they're due, all right from the meeting transcript. This one workflow alone can literally save you hours every single week.
Next on the list, the inbox, that never-ending river of emails, especially those super long, confusing threads where the actual point is buried 20 replies deep. Copilot in Outlook is your new secret weapon for getting control back.
So instead of rereading an entire email chain just to get up to speed, just ask Copilot to summarize it. It'll cut through all the noise, pull out the important points, and it can even suggest a reply or a next action for you. It's like having an assistant pre-read your email and just tell you what actually matters.
And for our third and final quick win, we're going to tackle the dreaded blank page. You know that feeling, staring at that blinking cursor when you have to write a proposal, a report, anything? This is where Copilot in Word really becomes your creative partner.
Now look, you don't need Copilot to write the perfect final version. You just need it to get you started. Give it a rough outline, a few bullet points, tell it who the audience is, and just ask for a first draft. It gives you momentum, because it's so much easier to edit and improve something that's already there than it is to create it from thin air.
Okay, so we have the right mindset, a clear method for giving instructions, and 3 high-impact places to start. The final piece of this puzzle is turning this from a cool experiment into a real, consistent, daily habit. That's where the serious, long-term value comes from. And you know what the best part is? This doesn't take a huge time commitment. You don't need to block off 2 hours for AI training. Seriously, all it takes is 5 minutes a day. Just pick one small task, summarize one meeting, triage one email thread. That tiny, consistent effort is what builds the skill and the habit over time. Because that's the ultimate goal here, isn't it? To move Copilot from being this clever but kinda unreliable toy into being an indispensable teammate. It's not about replacing your judgment or your creativity. It's about cutting down on the boring stuff, speeding up your thinking, and freeing up your time to focus on the strategic work that only you can do. So as we wrap this up, I'll leave you with this one question. Forget about mastering everything all at once. Just think about those 3 workflows we talked about: taming your meetings, triaging your inbox, or beating that blank page. Which one of those will you try first? Just pick one and give it 5 minutes today. See what happens.